3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in podcast land. Here I am again, Brendan Cunningham, the real estate doctor. Today I'm with, you know this guy. Come on, this is me and Paul. We're going to talk about it all. And together we are those
Real estate guys.
We give you the real story. Don't pull any punches. We tell you what you need to know and not what you want to hear. All right. It would be impossible for me to proceed if I didn't address the largest elephant in the room that's not necessarily directly related to real estate, but touches all of our lives. We've had a terrible situation happen in the last week with a political assassination.
Mm-hmm.
It's always wrong. Let's just say that. It's always wrong. It clearly shows just how divided we are as a country, politically, socially. Not necessarily a good thing, but you know what? We're going to talk about real estate. Mm-hmm. And as we talk about real estate, in fact, I just did a blog post last night, and it showed that real estate is divided.
Yeah.
As a market, we're divided. It shows you the states that are hot and the states that are not, and the states that are having inventory swell versus the states that are having inventory stay the same.
Mm-hmm.
And right, wrong, or indifferent, you don't have to know much about math as long as you know the law of supply and demand.
Yes.
Okay? You know that. Our inventory is increasing?
A little bit, but just a touch.
You look at Florida, you look at Texas, you look at some South Dakota was weird. I don't know what's going on in South Dakota, but some of the other states, they're having inventory tremendously swell.
Wow.
That drives prices down.
Yep.
We are not experiencing that here. So as much as you'll see some division politically all over the place and socially, with respect to the market in real estate, it goes state by state. That's the best way to say it. And all real estate tends to be local. But if you don't know what's going on in your market specifically, talk to somebody that might know the answer more than you do. And that's
real estate professional.
Hopefully somebody like this guy. It might even be me too. Having said that, what's going on?
Yeah, so
give me your barometric reading.
Yes, actually, right now I have a real active buyer that we just lost out on multiple offers yesterday. There was
telling me.
$249,000 listing. The house had 7 offers total, and it sold into the threes. Well into the threes is what I was told. I don't have the number.
If you were 50 grand over on that, you got nothing.
Yes, and we were about 15 grand over, which was what my company
50 wouldn't have made it.
Nope, not at all. So and then that's happening across the board. I spoke with a couple other agents that had multiple offers in the last day, and they were all 9-10 offers, and this 250 price range is really starting to inch up into the $300,000 range right now.
Absolutely. So what part of town was that specifically?
So that was in Tonawanda.
Tonawanda, great town. Love Tonawanda market. And Tonawanda is a great look at the world, I think, in terms of a microcosm.
Yeah.
Just the right kinds of houses, and it's a good mix.
It's densely populated.
It's near highways. It's
shopping.
It's a good. There's certain towns that I always found were good, or parts of towns. Like if I ever really want to know anything about real estate, I always just look at Eagle Heights in Orchard Park.
Eagle Heights, yeah.
It was a microcosm within the town.
Mm-hmm.
You could just drive around and count the signs, and that would tell you what the market is.
That's a huge development. It's beautiful.
It's massive, and it's beautiful. It'd be just nice to just ride around because like riding through.
And all the winding roads and hills and lots of trees.
And you know what? If you didn't have a map, you would always get lost there. The only thing you needed to get out was you had to remember up. You're going into Eagle Heights. Down, you're going out. So just put it in neutral and go down.
I had an aunt that lived in there, and I sold the house a few years ago. And I even at the end, I was still GPSing my way in.
You needed an Indian scout or something.
Yep. But yeah, so our market is we're experiencing multiple offers. The houses I feel that are move-in ready and that really have the nicer finishing touches are the ones that are flying off the shelves.
Condition changes the way things. 10, 15 years ago, people would buy fixer-uppers.
Yep.
They want it fixed.
Well, it's now with the inflation, the cost of materials, trying to get contractors, it's a lot more challenging now.
And I suppose maybe because we're just used to having 2-income families now, the young kids, they're both out working, they don't necessarily have the time to do fix-up stuff.
Yep.
And I respect that. Mm-hmm. So, okay, fine. If you're not going to do the fix-up stuff, well, then you're going to have to write a check to somebody else.
Yes.
Yep. And you're going to pay more.
Yes, 100%.
You can't have it both ways. So having said that, I thought one of the things we should probably talk about just in general is how do you pick a real estate agent? How do you do it?
Great question.
Well, typically, as I've observed, most people pick an agent. Tell me if I'm imagining this by accident.
Yeah. Yep. I'd say by accident, referral, and then online reviews.
Okay, maybe they'll stumble into an open house. They don't know the person, and maybe they get a good one. Maybe they get a good one.
Yep.
Not the most scientific approach. So if we could offer them, our listeners and our viewers, a better way, maybe it might be worth something.
Absolutely.
So having said that, let's look at an acronym. I like acronyms. As long as I know what they like. SCUBA. SCUBA.
Yeah.
You know what SCUBA means?
SCUBA. No. Go ahead.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
It says laser, light amplification system for emission of radar. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I got the SCUBA one. How about this? Check out their record. Their record. What does the R stand for? You mentioned it. Referrals.
Mm-hmm.
If you needed a doctor, you needed an attorney, and you were new in an area, wouldn't you try and ask somebody?
Yep. Yeah.
Maybe you'd ask your real estate agent. That's who I would ask, because you're the only person I probably know.
Yep. If you know one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
if not,
would you stumble into a lawyer's office just because they had a sign? Maybe you would, but I don't know if it's necessarily the best approach.
Yeah, I without being in the business, I probably would have talked to a family, a friend, somebody who recently bought or sold.
It's pretty simple if you think about it. Okay, so what would the E stand for? Well, the E, I would think, would be for their specific expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you're working with an agent that's strictly a residential agent, doesn't know anything about commercial, and you're looking to lease a warehouse, he could be the best agent in town, or she could be the best agent in town. It may not be the right expertise.
Yes, correct, 100%. Yeah, commercial is very different than residential.
I do commercial, but you know what? I would probably bow to you who does more commercial.
Yep. Yeah, it's ever changing. Yeah. Yep.
And in fact, there's actually an ethics violation if you're in an area of the market that's not within your level of expertise. You're supposed to refer that to somebody else that is.
Yes. Yep.
Since it's a customer and the consumer is better served.
Yes.
Most people don't want to necessarily do that. They want to keep things to themselves. Not necessarily good. So explore the area of expertise. Commitment. Part-time, full-time,
Yep.
is it important?
Yep.
I think you have to kind of be in the game.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, it's really hard, I would think, to be part-time right now in this market.
It's just because it changes too quickly.
So fast.
Yeah. And it's like it's hard for us to keep up to it. It really, really is. You've probably seen pictures of the 27-year-old real estate agent. They look like they were 127 because they're losing sleep. They're trying to keep track of this stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah, it's definitely a full-time job if you're really in it, and you have active clients.
And then so we have the R, we have the E, the C, and then O. The letter O. How about their organization?
Yeah.
It's you. If you hire me, you don't just get me. You get my entire organization. If you hire him, you don't just get him. You get me whether you want me or not.
Yeah.
Now, I may never come into play, but at least it's there.
Yes.
Their organization is really probably, I don't want to say it's the biggest piece of the puzzle, but boy, it's pretty darn big.
Yep.
I'm not looking for a lone wolf out there.
No.
Even though we have a software system that's called lone wolf. I don't know what that's called.
That's part of the ML, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the ML.
Yep.
But yeah, the organization, I mean, do they have closing coordinators and different people that involved in
administrators?
Yeah. Our organization is like crazy big. And everyone has the seat on the bus. So then we get to the R. So we had the record, and that was the first R. And reputation.
Yes.
What kind of reputation do they have?
Yep. That's where the reviews come in.
That's where the reviews come in, and that's also related directly to the referral thing. Because why would somebody refer somebody that's got a lousy reputation? They really should. They should fit together.
Yeah, Mary. Yep.
And reputations is important, and not just in terms of honesty and ethics and all that
Integrity.
Integrity. Those are givens. Reputation is, I can think of an agent right now, a very successful agent, royal pain in the ass to deal with. I just don't want to do a deal with him. It's just like, he's thorough to the point of insane. Sometimes the direct approach is the right approach.
Yes.
Don't keep going around and around.
And don't need to overcomplicate things.
Don't need to complicate this. One of the things that's developed in our business over the years is people want to focus on their reputation, their pictures. They want to show pictures of their kids and all that. All that's good,
Mm-hmm.
But to use the most hackneyed phrase recently, At the end of the day, okay, the buyer and the seller, as much as they may think you're terrific and they like your kids and they like your dog and they like your recipes,
Your lifestyle,
and your scuba diving,
yeah.
as much as they just want to get the house either sold or they want to get the house closed so they can move into and live happily ever after.
Yep.
If you're a great guy, they might want to deal with Satan to do that. I don't think that they do.
No,
but I'd want to know if it was.
Yeah.
I said, well, maybe I should pick somebody else. You got any other referrals for me with a better reputation? And then finally, the last part of the puzzle, which is simple, is their determination and their drive.
Right, yep.
I mean, some agents are just. When I think of drive, I think of my daughter, who's an attorney. But one of the things that separates us, she is like a dog with a bone. She gets a kick. Man, she's gonna
never stop. Right?
Scary. It's just you can't get her off the path. I think that's important. I think that's particularly important on the buy side these days.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Because you're jumping through a lot more hoops.
Yep.
The listing agent is watching you as you're going through the hoops, and they're moving the hoops. You've got to get through the hoops.
Yep. And
there's so many of them that you have to go through. So that's sort of a little sermonette, and it's also a little bit of a formula. But pick an agent, but don't do it by accident.
Yeah, no, don't leave that to chance.
Yeah, one of the things that you learn when you first get in the real estate business, and it's a good thing. I'm going to move my chair because I'm turning my head too much. See, we're live. You have to remember, this is probably going to be the most expensive purchase in a person's life. That's true.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, that is true.
Yep. Single.
And you're literally hitting people where they live.
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting phrase. And it does become personal because of that.
And that equals emotion.
And then you have to have agents that, they're part psychiatrist, part rabbi, part priest.
Social worker.
All that stuff. I mean, those are skill sets that are important.
Absolutely.
And it's complicated, but don't just leave it to chance. I wouldn't leave it to chance. No. I don't think our listeners would either.
No.
Scratch me the surface and ask questions.
Yeah.
I always say, listen, when I sit down, naturally, I'm going to have questions for you. Obviously, you're going to have questions for me. I hope you do. And at the end of this, I'm going to say, by the way, I'm going to give you the 3 questions you should have been asking me in the first place. Yeah. Okay? Because these are the only ones that are important.
Yep.
Whether I have a dog or not is interesting, but it's not really important for you.
Yes.
No, I don't think. Not when you're trying to buy or sell a house.
No. Only if that dog is trying to remain in the house during showings.
Well, that is true.
Then you need a little coaching.
Yeah, then we got to do something about the dogs.
Yeah.
That's My daughter's got 2 dogs, and man, when she puts that house on the market, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I walked into a house with an investor client over the summer that had there was no access information. The door would be opened by the tenant. I walked in, opened the door.
Pitbull?
Monster pit bull, probably a 95-pound pit bull, standing at the top of the stairs, just growling at me. I just closed the door.
Not good.
Like, yeah, I'm not going to go in there.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, and what we do sometimes is dangerous. People don't realize.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And, we've had issues with agents being kidnapped.
Well, yeah, and at the board, there's safety courses. Offered regularly.
Courses.
Yep.
And I'm always intrigued when somebody says they want to sell their house on their own. Yeah, you can do that. Fine. Knock yourself out. Mm-hmm. So when somebody knocks on your door at 9:00 at night and they want to see the house.
Yeah, how do you handle it?
Because you got a sign that says they can.
Yep.
Well, you can say, no, I'm not going to show you the house. Well, yeah, I guess you could say, come back. But you better tell the same thing to everybody. Because otherwise you could be on the heels of having motorcycle gangs moving at your house. Or you could have a fair housing violation.
Yes. Yep.
It's like, we got to treat everyone the same.
Yes, absolutely.
But I don't know that I'd want somebody knocking on my door unless it was my own agent.
Yeah, agreed.
Or somebody that my own agent gave access to by agreement.
Yep. And nowadays especially.
There's some strange things going on out there. And,
all over.
I don't want to talk about the Jimmy Kimmel thing or all.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I've had to delete a number of people that are perpetuating hate.
Yeah. Yep.
And these are people that I kind of know and like and respect, and I kind of lost respect.
Yep.
So we're in strange times.
Very strange times.
So you got to protect yourself, at all at all times,
Yep.
and especially when you're selling house.
And choose the right agent. Yes.
And choose the right agent.
Yes.
You know, choosing the right agent makes things so much better.
Yeah.
And I always tell agents, especially when they start working and they're learning who the players are.
New agents.
I said,
yep.
Yeah, I said, you know, when you're talking to your buyers and your sellers, make sure they have the right people on their team. Because their team is their attorney.
Yeah, that's huge.
Good local real estate attorney. You got to have all three, not two. 2 out of 3 doesn't count.
No.
And hopefully they're working with a good local lender. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very important.
That's part of the team, you know. And if they're going to have a home inspector, that they have a good local inspector. You know.
Ones that knows the area, knows where the radon is, where.
If you pull an inspector in from another area, like from down south, I mean, they don't have basements down there. But once you go below the Mason-Dixon line, you see very few basements. Up here, if you don't have a basement, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's a tough sell.
I can't live in it. Well, what are you going to do in the basement? I don't know, but I got to have a basement.
Yeah, store stuff.
I got to store stuff. Well, what are you doing when the basement floods? I guess my stuff gets flooded.
Yeah, that's why I put it on pallets.
That's why I put it on pallets.
So that's all the stuff that we have to deal with here.
I have my wash machines, they're on pallets, just in case. My basement doesn't flood. Just in case.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I have my washing machine on pallets and dryer and
Italy.
Important stuff.
Italy is half of it's underwater right now.
Oh,
I'm not talking about Venice. Really? Milan's underwater. I mean, they've had these torrential rains.
Wow.
I mean, I'd hate to be there on vacation.
I don't think they have basements. When I lived in Italy, I don't remember any basements.
No. Probably because they also have earthquakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's interesting. We check the weather on our phones and all this. They check the seismograph readings.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, oh, over here, seismic, it was a 0.2, 0.3 all day long. They do that.
Wow.
I don't want any points.
No.
And unfortunately, we are on a fault line here.
We've had a couple
big
little
fault
ones.
line. We've been having more than
recently.
Recently, yeah.
Yep.
So there's some things going on in the market out there. There's some things going on, unfortunately, in our society, and hopefully they get better over time. We'll keep our society in our prayers. That's all we can do, I think.
Keep doing the right thing.
Keep doing the right thing. What is it? What does Josh Allen say?
Be good, do good.
Do good. Go Bills.
Go Bills, yeah.
That's as good as it gets.
That's it.
It really is. And check out the football schedule, because this is the team that's going to the Super Bowl.
Sure hope so.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'll be shocked and appalled. And they're just a great group of guys. And, it's a good team, and we have a good game.
Saints on Sunday at home.
Yep. Yeah. 16 points.
I know, 16 and a half.
16 and a half. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a big spread.
Well, yes. Then the danger there is, unfortunately, sometimes you lull yourself into the conviction that, oh, well, I can coast.
Yeah.
You can never coast.
No.
We never coast.
Look at last week in Miami.
You can never coast. When you start coasting, that's when you're going to lose the game. So.
Yep.
All right. So having said
or lose the deal.
Lose the deal.
No coasting.
No coasting allowed.
Yep.
Okay. So tune in next time.
Please like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know if there's anything we can address on the show.
Because remember, we are
the real estate.